All right, Drew, thanks. Continuing with the Packers theme, when the Packers win, it's good for the local economy. But what about when the Packers buy property? It turns out that could be good for your tax bill. Robert Hornacek has a Fox 11 Investigates follow-up.
In the last few years, I've reported on dozens of property purchases by the Green Bay Packers. And last month, a viewer emailed me and wanted to know how the land deals impact property taxes. I found that the Packers' property tax bill is nearly $1 million. As the Packers' real estate empire grows, so does the organization's tax bill. The Packers own 61 properties in Ashwaubenon, valued at more than $45 million. That translates into a total property tax bill of more than $935,000. That's up significantly compared to what the taxes were before the Packers bought those properties. Here are the facts. We found that before the Packers bought the properties, those properties generated $516,000 in tax money. That means the Packers' tax bill is up 81%. Even though some of the buildings have been torn down for future development, in some cases the value of the land is higher than it was in the past. Allison Swanson is the Ashwaubenon village manager.
They've really done a job of driving the price of property up.
So why are the properties worth more? Swanson says the village did a revaluation in 2013, taking into account the latest purchases. Since the Packers paid more than the assessed value for many of the properties, the new assessed values are higher. That translates into higher tax bills.
The assessed value in that entire area has gone up, and that's what we base our taxes on, so we see more tax revenue rather than less.
So this has basically worked out to be a benefit to the village.
Certainly, whether it's the Packers or anybody else, if they're going to buy older blighted properties and bring them into something new, and you know, we had a vacant piece of property where Cabela's was, and we now have a property that's worth over $15 million. I don't think that that's a bad thing, certainly for a community.
The increase in value on the Cabela's property accounts for much of the increase, but even without that property, the taxes on the Packers' other properties are still up 25%. Swanson says higher tax bills for the Packers could translate into lower tax bills for other property owners. But she says that's not the only benefit to the Packers getting involved in real estate.
It's not just good from a tax aspect, but the other things that it brings to the community and bringing other people to town and enjoy the businesses as well. It's good for our restaurants. It's good for our retail sector. It's a big draw.
The village anticipates the impact will get even bigger, perhaps sometime this year. Now, the Packers declined to talk with me for this story, but the organization is working on plans to develop more properties, and we'll keep you posted on what happens. For Fox 11 Investigates, I'm Robert Hornacek.